Hey everyone, welcome to the 2014 North American Challenger Series, brought to you thanks in part to our friends at Coca-Cola. David Fricturley alongside me is Aiden Zyrene Moon, and we got some fun games coming up today.
Oh yeah, we got some really fun games coming up today. Best of 3. Ready for that round of 8.
Best of 3 is going to be a whole bunch of fun, guys. Now, this is the final weekend of the quarterfinals, and today's match is 3rd seed Curse Academy going up against 6th seed WZG Gaming.
Curse Academy won 3rd place in Summer 1 series, and 4 of its 5 members are former LCS pros looking to get back into the big show. But the player to watch today is actually AD carry Impactful, who is the man who's yet to compete in the LCS out of that team. He had 28 kills in Summer 1 and is looking to surpass that number in Summer 2.
And now on the other side is WZG Gaming, who played as Frank Fang Gaming in Summer 1. Now, the team didn't have any success after their quarterfinals. They went 0-4 after the round of 8, with the final 2 losses, actually, courtesy of today's opponent, Curse Academy. They're hoping the name change and a couple of new players will actually switch this around and give them a win.
Yeah, and WZG no longer has former CLG top laner Nian Tanso on the roster, but those 2 new additions are players in the top 10 of Challenger solo queue. Kenny Yu, who is sitting at 7th overall, replaces Nian at top, and number 3 is 10Q, who actually is Catrific Rules on the ladder currently, and he takes up the reins at support. If they've had enough time to gel as a team, WZG Gaming could see more success this time around than that 0-4 finish that they had in the maybe they could go top 3 this time.
Yeah, if they go high enough up, actually, with a win today, WZG Gaming will be on the a path to maybe tying Team Coast in points and maybe earning a first-round bye. So getting all the way down to the playoffs and getting that first-round bye really increases their chances. So this is the road here for WZG Gaming. So half the quarterfinal matches have been played so far. Here's the Summer 2 bracket shapes up. So Team Coast and Team 8 will square up in the semifinals next week thanks to their quarterfinal wins.
And this weekend, the other semifinal match will be set. Today, it's Curse Academy versus WZG Gaming, and tomorrow we'll have Team LOLPro against Cognitive Gaming.
And in the Challenger Series, victories earn points, and at the end of Summer 2, the squads with the 6 highest scores will qualify for the playoffs. 5 of those 6 spots actually are already occupied. Team Coast, Team LOLPro, Curse Academy, Team 8, and WZG Gaming have all clinched their spots, and right now they're battling for higher seeds.
And if Cognitive Gaming win their match tomorrow, they will take the final spot in the playoffs. But if they lose, there will be a 3-way tie between COG, Denial Esports, and Zenith Esports for that coveted 6th spot.
We'll see who's going to grab that one, I guess, by the end of the week here. And if you need a little support keeping up in the playoff picture, log on to @lolesports.com.
Under the Leagues and Tournaments tab, you'll find scores, schedules, standings, and everything else you need to follow the Challenger Series and the rest of the LCS all season long.
Yeah. Go there, lolesports.com. You might have to be watching from that site right now, so just, close the full screen and just go on over, whichever way you want to do it. So today's best of 3 matchup is about ready to go. It's Curse Academy and WZG Gaming, and we're just a few moments away from Champion Select. Now, Curse Academy, we talked about him a little bit before, but Impactful, still a really big player for that roster.
Yeah, and we talked about it. He's the only player on Curse Academy's roster that hasn't played in the LCS, but he's still one of, if not the strongest member on the team currently, with a 3.13 KDA in Summer 1. He carried a lot of their victories, and he was a great linchpin for them. And since the game has become more AD carry-centric since we last saw him, it might be his time to shine.
That's true, actually. It's been a while because of the way the Challenger Series works out. You haven't seen this guy for at least 2 weeks or so. So, yeah, we got to see what this guy can bring up. Actually, sorry, because for some reason, I thought he was in round of 10, and I'm just like dumb. But yeah, you're right. It's been all the way since the 3rd place match of Summer 1. And this guy has, of course, had a bunch of experience as well. He played on Complexity Red back in spring. So a very storied player as far as Challenger is concerned. Now, on the other side of though is WZG Gaming. Their new support player, 10Q, is replacing Baby Eater. And number 3 on ladder, he's a good player.
Oh, yeah, he's a really good player. I'm actually very surprised to see somebody in that top 3 position that's on the support role, because he actually plays a little bit of everything. His most played, I believe, isn't actually a support character. It's something else. I think it might be Lee Sin or something. I don't remember off the top of my head, but he plays everything very well. A very solo queue-oriented player. But if he can gel with the team on WZG, he's a great piece to have, because you don't get that high without being at least strategically sound in how to close a game out as a player.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting test for these guys, because you've got shot callers already on. WZG, yeah. You've got shot callers there with the roster being around for a while, so you've got people who've got the experience who are making the calls, and I kind of don't expect a player fresh out of solo queue to make the big calls there. We haven't seen him play anything else before. Support, though, the one quick pause is going to give me is the fact that I think support is one of the more different roles in competitive compared to solo queue. I think jungler is the hardest, and AD carry is the easiest transition. Support, I think, is probably top 2. I think it's probably harder than mid and top in terms of transitioning from a solo queue play to competitive play, because you are the primary warder for the team, and those get very different when you're warding for other lanes than just your own.
Yeah, I do agree with most of that. I don't know about top.
Okay.
His top man threw me off pretty bad when it was like, let's play a 5s team. What's this lane swapping nonsense? How do I jungle with this dude? And it gets really difficult.
Okay, that one I'll give you. Thankfully, we don't have as many 2v1s, so the transition to a top lane competitive player can be a bit easier. And speaking of top lane, of course, Curse Academy's Chris versus WZG Gaming's iKennyU. 2 guys also very, very high up individually, which means they know each other from solo queue all the time.
Oh, yeah, they run into each other all the time playing lane against one another, so they aren't unfamiliar with this matchup between them. iKennyU a little higher rated. We have also seen a lot of him around.
Yeah.
I think he has 2 accounts in Challenger, top 100. No,
X3 is his other one.
Yeah, he's really high up there and very, very mechanically sound. Wins lane, tries to play to crush it, and just snowball into the other lanes. Like, he loves top Yasuo, he loves Aurelia. I think he's one of the best Aurelia players in North America.
Yeah.
If he can get his hands on it.
I think he's got a really weird personality too, because he wants so badly to carry. I feel like even. I guess you're going to debate me on terms of top lane being a difficult transition into competitive, but I feel like Kenny's transition into competitive is probably one of the hardest, because you see a lot of the teams that I guess I haven't seen a super top team play like purely carry top laners, right? Like, everyone's got to pull the Shyvanas and the Mundos back in occasionally, and I feel like Kenny just wants so badly to kill everyone all the time that you can't hold him down, and he'll just go for the kills anyway.
Yeah, that's why you tell your jungler, you're like, Captain's block, play something tanky.
Yep.
You do it for me.
Yeah,
go be a threat.
Exactly, and the Kha'Zix can go top lane.
Boom.
It'll be a bunch of fun. Well, we are in a champs like guys, though. Curse Academy blue side, WZG Gaming on the red. Once again, these guys are playing for seeding. The only way to get a bye is to go top 2 in points, and these were the teams in the 3rd, 4th place match last time. These guys got to move up if they want a good seed.
Yeah, and something that you have to think about with WZG Gaming is Niantanso, when he joined the team, he talked about shot calling. They lost that guy in the top lane.
True.
But I do have to say that Frank Fang Gaming, the losses that they had, the 0-4, a lot of them were off of base races that were not initiated at the right time.
Yeah.
Splits that were not called correctly. So if they get their shot calling in a better position, they have great players. They just have to get the synergy down.
We'll see if they can get everything together right now with these guys, and if they can win based on solo queue skill, or just based on their newfound teamwork with new people in the roster. Aurelia removed from Kenny, Ziggs away from Baby Zeus, Lulu and Rengar dropped out as well.
There's a lot here, because you have to ban out the Aurelia from Kenny. You're going to leave up possibly Gragas, Twisted Fate, Kassadin is most likely going to be a last ban here.
Yeah.
But here's the fun thing, is WZG Gaming will sometimes leave Kassadin up, because Baby Zeus is such a good Kassadin player that if you don't first pick it, he will pick it for himself, and if you pick it, he will play Orianna or try to counter it in lane, and they will camp it.
Interesting. Well, it's going to be the competition right here. Lucian banned away from Latman, and there's the Gragas ban, so Kassadin is left open. ManCloud, are you going to play it? That's the first question here.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
They're baiting him into it, and now they're going to try and make a composition around shutting that Kassadin down, and that's part of the game plan from WZG coming into this.
All right, well, first 2 picks, you know you didn't pull too many bans. It's 1 per lane, which means largely your strategies are available. Morgana, the first important champion, Elise the other. So, picks already available.
Yeah, they went with the double little route there.
Yeah.
Stun composition, little pick. Don't know, that's just kind of basic stuff. When you're like, it doesn't really show a whole lot of what we're going to do. It's like, we're going to try to pick you off, but then, of course, you can still add Wombo in with Morgana. There's still a lot of options here. As soon as we see AD carry and what iKennyU is going to bring to the top lane and the mid lane, like, these are really kind of the roles that are like, we're going to play it safe and just take priority things.
And they did take priority things so far. The big thing for me, actually, is the fact that one, Saint is not a big Lee Sin player, so you do need to pinch the jungle a little bit. The other one is it allows WZG to counter-pick both solo lanes. You've already shown the mid laner. You can leave top for last if you want as WZG and get good matchups pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, actually, fun fact is St. Vicious' most played in solo queue right now is actually Lee Sin.
It is Lee Sin.
He's been just playing that so much. I went over to his counter and I'm like, oh wow, he's really spamming Lee Sin. He's been playing Lee Sin a lot.
All right. Well, I haven't seen it work well yet
that's
in
the thing.
competitive. So
there's a big difference between solo queue Lee Sin and competitive Lee Sin and what you do on a team.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really big difference, because if you're solo queuing, you're like, all right, just snowball myself, and game over, GG. Just kick everybody, build full damage. When you transition into a team, you're like, okay, let's get my Tristana ahead. Let's get my solo laners ahead. and possibly kick somebody back into the team if I have the mechanical prowess in the middle of a team fight.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they can do that one right here. WZG Gaming actually keep pushing in for early game power, though, with their matchups. They do leave top lane for the counter pick. They do pick the Caitlyn here to try to beat up. And, okay, if Saint's going to play the Lee Sin, it'll be, I think, the second time we've seen him play it in the Challenger Series here. First time, had a really, really rough score on it. It was something like horrible, like 1 and 8 or something. Really
it was really bad, actually.
Yeah.
Last time we saw him play Lee Sin, he took a bunch of cues that you shouldn't have. That song just pops into my head because, oh man, it was just all game long. I remember that game just being very, very bad for Curse Academy all around. But now they have a Kassadin, so it's like, do we pick a jungler that has early game presence so we can at least have something on the map while the Kassadin is trying to get into late game?
Well, that's exactly what's happening, actually. They were hovering Mundo for a second as well, decided to maybe pull that down one notch and go for Shyvana. But in general, Curse Academy are this team waiting for their comp to come online. And it's like, Saint, can you keep us from all dying as we wait for this kind of point in time to happen there? Because Tristana Braum is reasonable, but not great. Actually, it's going to lose horribly to Caitlyn Morgana, to be completely honest. In isolation, it's a decent lane, but Kate Morgana is going to crush that, in my opinion. Elise still a great early game jungle in itself. Orianna should do well against Kassadin. It's the matchup we typically see as the counter pick here. And now it's like, okay, well, Kenny, can you also crush your lane? Can all these lanes be winning? And can you actually prevent St. Kings from even working here?
Yeah, and actually the hover over Ryze right now could mean that they're going to start playing the late game here too. I'm just going to say, Kenny, he's going to want to play something with a knockup. Yeah, I think he might actually play Yasuo and synergize with Orianna. But I think, Aatrox works very well as well.
Okay,
I do love these picks that he's bringing out here. One of the first Aatrox we've actually seen in North America, both Challenger and in LCS.
Yeah, we see it all the time in Europe, and no one brings it across the pond.
Yeah, Kenny kind of has a European pool.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm the best Aurelia player in North American Challenger, and I'm going to bring some Aatrox over here too.
Kenny's champion pool is so European, he measures it in meters.
What?
Meters instead of yards. European.
Okay, I guess that's how his pool is.
Oh, come on, that was awesome.
Okay.
Why are you hating on that one?
I was like, his champion pool is so big, it's so European. I don't.
Champion pool.
I know, but
50-meter pool, 100-meter pool, whatever, man.
And he fills it with liters. There you go.
He is going to be the leader on his team. We can see if he's going to be a KDA leader this game.
That's the first time I've given you a look like, what? What?
It's okay. You're normally on the same page. I'm actually very impressed with your ability to catch most of them. I finally stumped you in the line. I'm so happy right now. All right, so the game, though, actually more important than my horrible sense of humor. Early game lanes down the line. And think there's not like a complete lack of late game power. Orianna's a great team fighter. Morgana has great follow-up. Like, Caitlyn, people keep calling Caitlyn like this bad late game champion. It's not really true. So she's no Tristana, to be fair. But Caitlyn's one of the few champions you can go six offensive items on because she's so safe. You don't have to buy Banshees. You can just buy another Phantom Dancer. And so you have this late game power available to you as a Kate. Aatrox, a great carry as well. If you can get tanky, you can also initiate. So good lanes and a decent team fight fallback for WZG. Curse Academy is like, yo dog, if we get late game, we got to cast in Tristana. And like that's like the very obvious focus for them.
Yeah, and it's funny because they actually don't have too much of an insurance policy here for WZG Gaming. More early game focused. If they can start crushing very early on, get Morgana roaming, try to make some picks alongside the Elise, they can set themselves up fantastically. But I love the idea that they came in with because Baby Zeus, I've seen this from him before because he's such a fantastic Kassadin player.
Yeah.
He forced the other team to take Kassadin first pick, and he counters it with Orianna all the time. I have seen him crush Kassadins in lane as Ori consistently. All the time.
Oh, yeah, and he is actually really, really good. Baby Zeus actually, one of the players I trust his adaptations the most. If we don't have any level 1 fights here, I'll tell the story. So I ran into Baby Zeus in solo queue about 3 weeks ago, and I was surprised because he's so much better than me. I was like, how are you in my MMR bracket? Because he was like low D1 or like high D2 for some reason. He's like Diamond 194 right now. And I was like, why are you here? And he's like, oh, I try new things in solo queue all the time. I'll like play champions I don't know very well, and I'll lose LP for it, but it's just to practice things. And then when he felt comfortable with the champion, he goes back to playing things he knows, right? Gained a division, basically. And, you know, again, he's back at D190. So the fact that he's going around trying things out, seeing what does work for me, what doesn't, and kind of heavily testing the waters in solo queue, makes me actually trust his decision-making in champions quite highly.
Yeah, and when you see somebody who's like that, I think Prawley does it too, where he's like, I will purposely pick counter matchups in scrims. so that I can practice, because I'm going to get counterpicked sometimes. It's just the way the game works. It means you're putting a lot of effort into your practices and your solo queuing.
Yeah.
Instead of just going in to be like, I want to climb the ladder and be the highest ranked player.
Yeah.
No.
That's something that actually Broken Shard did as well. I talked to him after he qualified for the EU LCS with Dragonborns, and he says, yeah, I'm actually like low D1 because I don't want to be any higher. I want shorter queue times. The players are good enough that I can practice everything against them. And I just want to just try things out all the time.
That just sounds like an excuse.
I mean, I thought at the same time too, but hey, I mean,
no, it's really.
They just beat SK last week, so
that's true.
Broken Shard's pretty good.
That's true. He is actually really good. I've seen him here before in the NA Challenger Series. Now he's across the pond, full of liters of water.
He's the only player to have played in North American Challenger League, North American LCS, European Challenger League, and European LCS. I'm fairly certain of that.
That's true. He's played in all 4 because he was on SK Gaming Prime for a couple games.
Yep. But he's not in this game.
Yep.
We're actually very much across the pond. North American Challenger Series here. WZG Gaming actually initiate a lane swap despite having the better 2-on-2 matchup. Kenny's going to be running around. Early Recall wants to go into his duo lane. Curse Academy.
Ooh, this is actually a little earlier. This is earlier than you typically see it, because you'll typically see it around 3 minutes and 30 seconds. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Nice back and forth here from Bunny Fufu.
1 attack so far for Dragon. I've only seen 1 so far. 2. Oh, it leashed too far. Okay.
Little Bunny Fufu hopping in the Dragon Pit.
3. 4. All right, 4 attacks. It took him 20 seconds to kill that dragon, a little bit more than that. And they juggled aggro to only allow 4 attacks through. Nicely done.
And bopping it on the head.
Bopping it on the head. Worth about 1,000 gold.
Very early dragon for them. I like that play. And I remember Curse Academy before, back when they were playing Coast, it was all about who got that first early dragon and transitioned it. So they have a lot of practice in lane swaps and with early dragon control.
Okay, so Curse Academy did want the 2-on-2. You see Caitlyn pushed in, she recalled back to base, the TP from Kenya to go back to top lane. WZG Gaming tried to basically counter the lane swap with a lane swap, didn't catch it, lost dragon, and then swapped back. So they kind of got the worst of both worlds, where they gave up the dragon, and then only now got the matchup they wanted.
Yeah, here's the thing too, is that when you do a lane swap, you leave your mid lane pretty much to their own devices because the jungler's attention is off on the side or you're babysitting the top laner.
Yeah.
So right now they're making it so that the Caston doesn't have a lot of jungle assistance because the pressure will be on the side lanes.
But ManCloud, to be honest, he's holding up anyway. Actually getting some damage on a Baby Zeus. Really nice W right here. And back he goes, but without assistance, so far so good. No potions on Baby Zeus. Flask still has a charge from ManCloud. Ziploc.
The blue is still up. It hasn't been taken yet.
Huh. Unless they got counter jungle and they missed part of it, because we didn't see him while the dragon was being taken. I didn't look for where he was.
Oh, Latman got it.
Yeah, yeah, that was the first camp they went for.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
That's the move they went.
They left it up without a.
There's so much going on in the early game.
I know.
Saw the dragon, but right now, speaking of things going on, Saint on the side.
He's got some decent ward coverage. Actually, he's going to watch almost every exit that Elise could take right there. Baby Zeus ManCloud still fighting, but again, 27-27 is an impressive score for ManCloud right here. There's the last little piece going down. Saint knows the timer. Maybe 950-ish, whatever. So the matchup has been found in the bot lane. The 2-on-2 is here at cost of a dragon, basically, but WZG Gaming finally had this matchup. 16-31 in minions so far. And I want to see if it gets any worse for Impactful.
Man, Baby Zeus is actually really close in CS to ManCloud in this matchup. He's got rid of all of his sustain, and now he's getting jungle assistance. He's also gotten rid of all my words.
That's okay. You and Dash can join the club, people who have been screwing up their words recently. I mean, I did that all yesterday, so I understand what it's like. It just happens.
Are you the club leader?
Yes, I am. Welcome to the club. I've invited you. I made it first. There you go. So the Black Shield, you can see Brahm's Q just doesn't do very much. When you have good reflexes on Black Shield, 10Q doing a good job of that one.
Ziploc on the side. Going in for a gank.
Actually stayed with his low health bar, puts the harass back down, but that's going to land. In comes Saint. Is the Ignite going to be enough? Holy crap, they just exploded the Orianna, and ManCloud lives actually. So beautiful bait right there by ManCloud.
Yeah, he doesn't get an assist off of it either, so no dangerous game even involved in that kill to pick it up for him. Ignite just wasn't enough.
Just wasn't quite enough damage there. He got out pretty safely. Beautiful stuff. And that's going to be a nice thing. Oh my gosh, he's going for Ziploc. 100 health. Repels up, has nowhere to go. Saint. Oh, the flash. All right. He could have flashed Chase, but that would have been a death for it. So he says, you know what, screw it. I'll take the Summoner spell.
Yeah. So Saint playing Lee Sin. Better performance this game.
He's doing wonderfully. So I gotta say, props to Saint so far. He's down a bit in CS, but you know what? Who cares when you got first blood for yourself? Double longsword making the plays look good. Curse Academy up 700 gold. Only 700 for a first blood on a dragon, actually. Not
level
as high
6
as
for
you'd
ManCloud.
expect. Yeah, Baby Zeus losing a lot of health. Does have Chalice, but he's got no real sustain without buying potions.
He's just going to get poked out now. The aggressive plays from ManCloud. And all of that sustain in his inventory.
He's got a Catalyst, and the Flask. Like, ManCloud's going to have plenty of resources this lane. Ziploc looks again for the mid lane, does not walk through a ward.
And they're going to keep dedicating resources to this mid lane here. ManCloud flashed, so they know that.
And Kenny's doing really well against Chris right here. You're seeing him up 10 CS so far, and I believe that will actually continue to grow.
It's a little expected from that matchup.
But he picked it for the matchup.
Yeah, that's exactly why he picked it, because he knew that he wanted to bully in the early game. Shyvana was already seen. And now, just playing too safe here. No gank can come in. Buffs are up. Swapperoonies come.
Alright, who's going to get the blue? Actually, looks like Ziploc's going to take this, maybe for himself. He pings it out. No, he might be waiting for Orion to come by. And I actually feel like it's worth taking to get himself back up in levels, but he just really wants to give it to Baby Zeus for the lane pressure.
He'll get some experience.
Walks forward. There you go.
Yeah. He got level 5 off of that.
Okay.
Looks like he's going to go for more spell damage. He doesn't have a Quill Coat. No tanky Elise on the way.
Kill the ward.
Crowd
goes wild. 2 ward kills. Woo!
What crowd?
Everyone at home cheered. Okay.
Yeah, I think they did.
They might not be in the studio, but I know you guys all cheered for that one.
Down bottom. Haven't really checked up on this lane, though. It's just been going the way you would expect. Morgana bullying the Braum. Caitlyn bullying the Tristana. Ooh,
She doesn't do much to bunny move.
Stun lock.
They're generally staying okay. Of course, that's not Impactful really being gone. They had paused in real time, and he's already back.
He plays really well for not being in the game.
Hey, Doombot's replaced him. That's going to fragment into multiple shots when he presses E.
I'm glad there isn't a Doombot Tristana.
Yeah. She gains 700 range per level.
Even more nightmares. She hits you from, like, the Nexus.
Yes.
What?
She sits in base. Rocket Jump resets on minion killer assist.
Oh, God. And Explosive Shot just kills all of them anyway.
It actually makes healing spells hurt you instead.
Ooh.
It's like triple effective.
Saint, he's looking for a gank. He's looking for a way in. They did see him with this ward, so he's just been wasting his time. But now they see Ziploc, and now he backs off.
But you know, honestly, it's okay for Saint. He's just kind of invading to get ward coverage down. Like, Ziploc, even though he hasn't made any ganks work, it's largely because of Curse Academy's warding actual power. He's sweeping, but he's still not finding the wards that are actually coming down. The early Sightstone Rush, now on 2 champions of Curse Academy, are really hurting Wasabi's ability to do anything.
Ooh, Trap's going to come down for even more harassment.
The shield blocks the Q. It's all he really needed to do. He didn't want to stay in the puddle, just wanted to block the Q. Perfect play by Money Fufu.
10Q has been landing a ton of these.
Yeah.
Dark Bindings are right on point. Just the harassment from the ace in the hole coming out. And Ziploc now making his way down bottom. He has not been spotted by a ward.
How is there no wards there?
They just haven't had the pressure. They haven't been able to look or even place anything up here because of the zoning potential. They did place a ward off to the side, but they saw it come down.
Yeah, that's going to be safe.
Saint
wants this one. Good damage to the Baby Zeus. Flash kicks him back, and Ignite is there. Lands the follow-up Q. Perfect play by Curse Academy.
The execution from Saint was right on target. He got himself in with the flash, made sure he disabled the ward with the sweeping lens, and then he didn't even kill the ward. He walked straight through it.
I thought that was their own ward. He was making sure it was clear.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, either way.
He was making sure it was clear.
Yeah. No,
so it wasn't as brilliant of a play as I thought, but it was still a good play.
It was still pretty much perfect. Awesome stuff done right there. And now, basically that mid lane is the one bastion of power here for Curse Academy. The Orianna counterpick is not paying off so far, whereas the rest of the lanes are doing well for Wasabi. So now it's Kenny and Latman who have to carry this team.
But Kenny, he's not unfamiliar with carrying the team. And Latman, we talked about it, the large lats, he's ready to carry as well. He's been working out, he's been rifting.
I mean, you figure with how large the shoulders have to be, I mean, Aatrox has freaking wings from his shoulders. There's a lot of room for people on the back of that.
Those look like really floppy wings, though. Like, I always looked at Aatrox and I was like, those look like they wouldn't be able to carry anything. They're pretty ragged.
It's like the claws in the bat suit. You can just make them rigid with like an electrical pulse.
He's using the skin for it, too, so they don't actually look as decrepit.
Yeah, he's chill. Okay, he's going to go for the fight here against Chris with their ulti popped by the dragon to get out of the fight. He just wanted to make the massacre cooldown get popped, but Kenny's still happy to sustain his health back up. Really easy for him. Standard build for Aatrox now is to max W second, E first. So low mobility, but high pressure, high sustain.
Yeah, people always max the E first for the wave clear and the pressure. Also, it's I think it's one of the abilities that costs more HP, and the more HP you spend, you put into your blood well and get more attack speed.
I don't believe the costs change with rank, though. But I guess lower cooldown, you'll get the blood well in.
Yeah, as opposed to Dark Flight, which I think Dark Flight costs the most.
Yes, it does. Dark Flight, yeah. We're going to move forward. I want to say it's 10 and 5%, but I don't know well enough, so I already said it's too late. But yeah. Ward's coming down. Saint doing these two wards. He keeps doing those two wards over and over again. He's trying to control the eastern jungle very heavily.
You can only sweep one of them. Haha.
And he actually, speaking of sweeping one of them, sweeps 0 right there. Just misses the ward inside that brush at the dragon area. But I mean, it doesn't really mean too much anyway. It's going to stay up. Saint's going back to his own jungle. So he walked across the map for wards, then all the way back for the wolf camp. That's how much emphasis he's putting on vision control.
Chris teleporting top lane. He's not going to have his TP available for the dragon. Dragon's up. And that area doesn't have a whole lot of ward coverage for Wasabi yet. But they do have the two sides.
All right, and there we go. Ward on top of Dragon. The pink ward still around, has been for a while. 10Q actually doing a good job of keeping his lanes warded so far. Of course, you'd expect that from solo Q skills.
They're starting it.
And here we go. How good is their control right here? It is dark for Curse Academy.
Saint doesn't have Smite for another 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
He'll have it in time, just barely. St. Vicious is going to look for it. Looks like no. Red team picks up the Dragon. 10Q gets plenty of shields on himself. Flash Darkflight does not get the knockup, though. And now the fight has begun. The knockup's in from Braum as well. They go towards Impactful, who rocket jumps to safety. The 10Q stuck in the front line. St. Vicious grabs the kill again. Getting knocked around. Impactful gets the kill, gets out. 2 for 0 so far, Curse Academy. Bunny Fufu now on the escape. Nice Darkflight flashed away. ManCloud still on the wings, waiting for something to do. Slow down, why the heck not? But Bunny Fufu is still in a dangerous spot. Nice! Stand behind me, pop to Impactful, and he gets out.
Latman has ace in the hole. And there it goes!
He tries!
Oh!
Nice by Bunny Fufu. Dark play, E!
Oh! It's so close!
Oh! Nice by Latman.
Well played there. A big part of that fight was Latman was able to back before it and get a BF sword in his inventory compared to Impactful, who hadn't backed and was just sitting on that pickaxe still. So the amount of damage that Latman was putting out was a lot higher than Impactful's. We saw ManCloud try to get onto Latman, couldn't take him down, couldn't kill him when was forced out by the damage. ManCloud was off to the right and couldn't re-engage the fight. We saw him sitting in the pit forever.
And you can see just how well the fight actually went for Curse Academy. Honestly, losing the Dragon does keep the game pretty close, but Curse Academy do have some pretty good fighting. And St. Vicious on the Lee Sin, man, 3-1-1, 100% kill participation. He's learned the champion.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Practice paid off. And the thing is, it's interesting because he's one of the oldest players in the scene now. He's 27. And, I mean, people say, oh, your mechanics deteriorate when you get older, you know, you're less quick. He picked up arguably the most complex jungler in the game, added it to his champion pool after having jungled competitively for years, and is playing great.
Old dog's new tricks.
Yep, happened.
Boom.
Maybe he's not really a dog. That might be why it works.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Old Saint learning new tricks. Though if he were a dog, he'd be a Saint Bernard, of course.
That's actually really good. That was actually pretty good. I appreciate the thought process behind that.
I had to dumb it down so you could understand it.
I appreciate that, too.
I love you.
Thank you so much.
10Q, Black Shield on, Binding comes out. Ooh, wow. Ooh. Bunny Fufu almost actually jumped into that one, but he stays safe on this one. Curse Academy looking for more aggression. ManCloud under the turret, just going hard. Ulti back up right now. Baby Zeus predicts with the shockwave, but he wants Kenny to go for this fight. ManCloud has Rift Walk up. There's a slow coming in, jumps over. Kenny gets the slow. Actually, doesn't quite land it. Gets
dark fight. Dark fight.
Can he get the dark flight? Yes, he gets the knockup, but ManCloud still hops over. The binding catches! 10Q gets it from max range, and ManCloud gets support from Bunny Fufu, supporting everybody in this game. Even the Q lands as well, and ManCloud somehow gets away.
They still can't take out the Kassadin, even though they saw it first picked and had the opportunity to build the comp around it. They just lost another turret up in that top lane. Chris has just been sitting up there farming. He now has more farm than iKennyU, and he has both of those turrets down. Hasn't had his teleport up forever either. Kenny has pretty much abandoned that lane for team fights.
Yeah, it's actually incredible to me how well this is working for Curse Academy. Oh, hold on. Diplock's got to be a bit careful. Chris came in. There's the kickback again for Saint. Another kill comes through. Here's the thing is every time Chris shows up, it pays off. every time we see Kenny join a fight, it's just not quite enough. They just barely get away, and Chris just split pushes turrets down the whole time.
Yeah, that was the first time Chris has been involved in a fight, got himself a kill. Every time Saint shows up, it definitely pays off. 100% kill participation now for Saint Vicious in the jungle. Really, really big this game on the Lee Sin, which we had doubts about before.
Yeah. I mean, no one else on his team has even more than half. Like, there's at most 2 assists on a person. Saint's just being freaking amazing. So I'm going to keep singing his praises for a while. I gotta say, it's impressive stuff. Curse Academy now up 1,500 gold. It is fairly close, to be completely honest, but I just feel like they're making better plays right now.
Yeah, just the map rotations and the way they've been playing it is good. They gave up some kills, they gave up a dragon, but they cut their losses and got turrets top and got Chris into the point in the Shyvana Aatrox matchup where he can hold even very well.
And it's looking good for Chris and the rest of the team so far. Cass, of course, still scaling up as well. Kenny and Chris, you see they're fighting, and Chris this time actually is the confident one. They're forcing the Dark Flight away. Didn't have Dragon Form, didn't care. Just crushing the fight now.
Yeah, big part of that is the fact that because they were able to invade and get that control up top, he took the red buff for himself. So he's chipping away at that Aatrox with the red. But Baby Zeus, speaking of getting chipped away.
Real careful. A couple more shots and Impactful finds the kill. Bunny Fufu taking up the damage. He's got to be real careful. The one hit from Dead. He's not quite going down. There we go. Latman claims it. Flashed out. Somebody he'll pop as well. Stun comes in. That's an explosion right there. Good pickup by ManCloud. Ignite goes on. Doesn't even care. Here comes Chris from the back lines. They are not done with this fight. Zipflux going to go down. Can they keep chasing the 10Q? Looks like Impactful wants to, but he's right on top of an Aatrox now. Triple kill for Kazan. Impactful nearly gets out, but he does go down to the blades of Aatrox. But man, 4-2, great fight.
Yeah, really good fight there for Curse Academy. 3-0-3 on the Kassadin. Getting a little bit of a CS edge at the start of the game, holding even. Then St. Vicious visited it, made the matchup pretty much even. Fantastic job by ManCloud and Saint and Chris, pretty much everybody on Curse Academy, to make this game in their favor. They've just been kind of walking away with it now very slowly with the Kassadin and the late game that they have.
And it's just been beautiful to watch so far. Saint unfortunately dropped his 100%.
Yeah.
Kill went in without his consent, but you know, whatever. I guess if it means a kill for your team, it's still worth it to back away. But here, 9-4 and a 3,000 gold lead. Curse Academy continue to make good plays. 3 turrets down. They've gotten pretty heavily now into the mid lane. Top lane, of course, was split push to death. So we've basically just been seeing hectic fights over and over. Curse Academy able to capitalize on mispositioning from WZG Gaming. Net the Dragon's back up right now, and then I think Curse Academy would require some more sieging in the near future. So I want to see how they can push this advantage.
Passive still available for iKennyU. Right now we're going to look for some picks before the fight. But man, Kassadin's getting to that point where he's just getting tanky. It's going to be hard to take him out.
Oh, Kenny spotted. Stay safe. There we go. Ward coverage going pretty nicely here for Curse Academy. Sweepers coming out as well. Multiple of them. Looks like they have gotten rid of almost all of the vision here. Just the one ward left over. You can see the team still milling about. WZG Gaming want to fight for this.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult though. Ziploc, ooh, is he going to go 0-4?
He doesn't repel in time. Gets the stun on a lot of damage down. Has nowhere to go. Flashes backwards. But in comes ManCloud. Finds the kill. Impactful's like, guys, I'm here too. Just kidding. I'm gonna back up real quick. But still, Curse Academy continue to just pick people off. Everyone's just able to find some kind of skill shot to make things happen.
Look at the mirror here between the two teams. Completely opposite in terms of jungle and mid lane. 1-3-2 for Baby Zeus, 4-0-3 for ManCloud. Fantastic game here for ManCloud, not so much for Baby Zeus. And then on the flip side, St. Vicious versus Ziploc, 0-4-0, 3-1-6.
Man, Ward hops away for that one too. I mean, Saint's just kind of putting on a great freaking Lisa and Master Course here. Lam's got to be real careful though, in a bit of a bad fight. First kill comes down, 10Q. Gonna make that a 2-for-1 here. And now it's just getting worse and worse for WZG Gaming. Baby Zeus limping into this fight. I gotta be pretty afraid though. They're trying to fight some kind of weird 3v3, but Baby Bunny Fufu is a bit caught out here. Flashes the wall. It's going to be another fight in the back line, though they go in. Kenny's going to lose the blood well. Ignite goes onto Impactful. This actually could be a good fight for WZG Gaming. There's the leash on the ball. QW gets it. Nicely done, Baby Zeus. So they did pick up some kills there. And Saint's going to protect Bunny Fufu.
Yeah, a lot of this is the mid lane spillover here of ManCloud and St. Vicious trying to bully people out while Chris is continuing to just push this top lane as much as he possibly can. And the bottom lane was actually in WZG Gaming's favor at the start.
Yeah, it was.
And after that first dragon fight, it looked like WZG was going to start getting back into the game, but now 6K gold lead at 21 minutes.
Yeah.
Curse Academy, they're making all of the right moves. And the funny thing is they're kind of divided moves too.
Yeah.
Chris is like, they're all kind of like 3 different scenarios going on at once. Like, we're going to fight here, and Chris is just going to push.
Yeah, it's a very hectic game, and it's hard to keep track of in general, but Curse Academy, I mean, you got to say, they are very obviously making better choices here.
Yeah.
They are down the line. And yeah, you talked about the fact that WZG Gaming's dual lane was winning earlier on. Kenny was winning the top lane as well. They're the Aatrox versus Shyvana. And it's like, you had the makings of a win here for WZG. The problem is, Curse Academy keep just finding ways to outplay it. Whether it was Chris taking 2 turrets for Kenny leaving lane without gaining anything for it, whether it was this, fight in the bottom lane, the fights in the mid lane that keep turning into more objectives, Curse Academy keep making better choices.
Yeah, through and through, from start to finish so far, Curse Academy just seemed to have that little edge, and I don't know what it is, but WZG Gaming, we talked about how Niantanso was calling shots for them. He's no longer on the team. Kenny is now in. Hax Defender was subbing for them, and Captain Ziploc is now in, and now they have a new support. There's a lot of different pieces here that have been changed in the last couple of weeks, kind of stagnant, and you're bringing new people on. The dynamic, and we see it in the LCS, even if you're bringing on great players, you have to synergize them with the team and make sure everybody's on the same page. And sometimes having non-vocal players or people who just feed information is better than having like a flat-out shot caller, but you at least need one.
Yes, you do. And that's kind of what it looks like with WZG Gaming, is they clearly have really good individual players. They won bottom lane. They won top lane. They are not holding up when it comes to team play.
I would actually like to addendum that and say you need just one.
Yeah.
Not only one, but just one. Because if you have 2, it gets pretty hectic. Cloud9's comms, very calm, it's usually high. Other teams' comms, sometimes you can hear multiple people. It's very hard to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And in a situation like this, when you have people splitting on you in 3 different lanes or fighting you in 3 different places, it's hard to get an update and be a true shot caller in every part. So you need kind of minor people who will be like, I can take care of myself.
Yeah, you need people who know how to play the game.
Good decision making.
Some of that comes pre-game as well, right? You come into a game and you're like, okay, load screen. Guys, we know they're going to split push Shyvana. Kenny, of course, you're the one to fight against that. Just keep battling Chris. Let me know if, he looks bankable. Let me know if you can pull the jungler in. And well, okay, well, that's his job.
At this point, it's really difficult because Chris, he's going to go for that tanky build, but still have the Bilgewater Cutlass, Blade of the Ruined King, to duel Kenny. And Kenny's on 1 item, half of 1, and Chris is 2 levels up on him.
Yeah, and 2 levels is actually a very massive lead for top laners. They get a lot of stats per level generally, and it's going to make life painful. ManCloud looks for the roam here. They can dive Kenny right now, who does have the Dark Flight pop, the no Bloodwell, as you mentioned, and there's the kill picked up. Chris gets the credit, and now suddenly it's a turret for Curse Academy.
They're going to get another Tier 2 turret, and the last one standing in the mid lane is about to fall over too because of Impactful's range.
Life just getting better and better and better for the Curse Academy members. They're 9,000 gold lead, and they got 1 kill and turned that into 2 turrets. So rarely does that actually happen. In this case, this early on, I should say, does that happen, because late game, okay, sometimes, but 24 minutes, 1 kill on a dive, wasn't warded, easily communicated, no Bloodwell, half health, come on over ManCloud. All of WZG Gaming just backs off and says, all right, these turrets are yours. Yeah,
ManCloud now has the Zhonya, so he can start diving people even harder, going really hard with the backup of his team. Saint, he's been making really good moves this game that haven't been overly aggressive. They've actually been early game facilitations for this late game ManCloud, who has actually passed him in kill participation at this point, despite how far up or how involved Saint was in the early game. Now, it's basically, I raised this gigantic Kassadin baby, go be free and wreak havoc.
He's become a butterfly.
There he goes, flying away.
Yeah, look at that, flapping his wings. You know, those wings get really much more powerful 1 level from now.
Oh, yeah. When he hits that level 16 power spike with the reduced cooldown on his ultimate, just zipping everywhere. Very, very hard to catch before. Pretty much...
nigh impossible.
Yeah, it is nigh impossible. I love that.
Yeah.
Nigh impossible.
Unlike catching a Hecarim, that's nigh impossible.
Ah.
Latman's got to be careful, though. Actually, Chris might be the one. Pops the ult to get out away from 10Q. Morgana still holding on best she can. Bot lane kind of doing the best of the WZG Gaming members, aside from IKennyU, who's still got this impressive 1-1-3. The problem is he's just kind of fallen off in the matchup. And suddenly there's a ManCloud coming in, with a Braum backing him up. And now the escape through the jungle. They don't even want it.
They were looking for Kenny, but
they didn't see which way he went.
Kenny went forward.
I just realized that. Oh, okay.
Kenny never plays like
wants this fight. All right, well, ManCloud does not have rank 3 ulti just yet. They're going pretty hard for this battle, but he's got a Braum coming in very, very soon. There's the flash, and there's the Glacial Fissure. Misses the Q, but Kenny's about to get stunned up. There's the Zonia's popped up, and the stun's coming through. Here comes Chris as well. Bloodwell pop. ManCloud could just get out of there and he's safe. Nowhere for Kenny to go on this one. E comes out, but ManCloud claims the kill. Unstoppable there, and even despite that, Curse Academy 2-man the Dragon. Wasabi's grabbing a red buff.
Red objective secured.
Great.
Manpower used for that one. Definitely not worth it.
Nope. Curse Academy used their manpower to get a kill in the bottom lane.
And a Dragon. And now they have a 10k gold lead. It's really paid off for them so far. It's going, like, we haven't even killed or seen ManCloud die.
Nope.
It's going to be very difficult. We saw the Zonias there, and all of the focus from the Aatrox who played the Ruined King, and some magic resistance too, to be fair. It's just so hard to kill him. First you gotta catch him.
Yeah.
Which is hard. Then you gotta kill him, which is even harder stacked on top of that.
Yeah, and at this point with a gold deficit, it's very, very difficult to pick up a cast. I think Curse Academy have all the cards right here. They try for Baron. Pink boards over the wall. Wasabi Gaming know about this attempt there, but he goes in on 10Q. Here comes Impactful as well. Mikhail's pop doesn't flash the wall, flashes to the right, just goes down anyway. Chris shows up to claim that actually. Giant Dragon for that. Latman now's got to be careful. Impactful wants to spike. Who's going to land that shockwave? Catches 3. Is this the beginning of a comeback right now for Wasabi Gaming? They're going to look for St. Vicious. Q comes out. He's got wards down. His W's up in 3 seconds. Goes for the fight in the back line. Looks for Kenny. And the battle continues. St. Vicious will go down. Twinning the junglers on both sides. And now Chris is so tanky. And ManCloud's got so much damage. Double kill for himself. Glacial Fissure hits Baby Zeus. And another one for ManCloud.
When you're up against a Kassadin that's this far ahead, it's so hard to position yourself in a team fight. Latman just 1 or 2 steps too far forward, had flash available, was still instantaneously blown up at his about half HP bar by this Kassadin, which is 8-0 and 7. It's disgustingly far ahead.
Yeah, he is very, 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 very far ahead. Chris, got to be careful though. He's actually going to hit turret shots on the way out, but I guess no one's going to catch him, so he's fine. So, Curse Academy. They just brawl. They just find ways to fight you. They'll set up at Barons. They'll catch you if you're split pushing. These guys are very willing to move their resources around the map and dedicate themselves to something, pretty much no matter what. And I don't see Wasabi Gaming ever able to fire back with something, right? They send 5 guys bottom side, 3 for a kill, 2 for a dragon. They don't even try to stop the dragon attempt. I don't even know they knew it was going on at that time. Like, Wasabi Gaming are just so, in this game at least, overmatched in terms of decision making. They're just nowhere to be seen.
Man, there's just so many mind games going on right now, because at the Champion Select, we saw the Kassadin not picked up. Baby Zeus was completely confident in being able to beat it in a one-on-one. But the fact that Curse Academy were able to set that up for themselves, get that Kassadin going, and not fall prey to that strategy is huge. And also, like I said, the dragon timing was very off from what you expect. It's kind of that whole meta thing. You expect a gank or you expect the dragon, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. They did it 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's kind of like if a jungler went red buff, then immediately ganked you, you'd be like, who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that at 2 minutes and like 10 seconds? You're like, why is this guy in my lane?
Yeah.
And sometimes you will die to it because you are so just ingrained in your ways that this is how the game and the timings work.
Yeah.
So you don't ward at that time. You leave yourself open and vulnerable, and Curse Academy took complete advantage of that. And now they're taking advantage of the lack of wards in this Baron pit that they've swept out.
They worked all kinds of beautiful. This Baron attempt trying one more time. We're gonna get some gold. ManCloud shows up across the wall. Baby's just taking a bunch of pain. 2-man shockwave, but here comes Chris. Is on a rampage. Just they keep using Baron to bait out fights, but they're gonna fight one more time.
He hit the Q. Saint's going.
He wants this one as best as he can. Now can he pick up any kills? This one kicks Ziploc towards the wall. Low on health though. He's gotta be a bit careful. Flash from Ziploc keeps him safe. Uh-oh, 10Q. Oh. Uh-oh. They shouldn't need to chase this kill. They could just simply push mid or something. Or actually, Baron would be pretty safe as well.
He's just trying to stop the recall. You know why I call him 10Q? Because he only hit that many a game.
Oh, that's just mean. Buddy foo-foo.
I actually want to know how many he's hit this game.
Hey, there's one.
Now he's 11Q.
Name dynamically changes. That'd be cool. I want a dynamic summoner name. Oh, ManCloud just blew somebody up. Goodbye, Latman. You have died to the Fed Kassadin. He's still running, by the way.
12Q.
More like he's running a 10K, you know?
Oh.
Impact puts that to the end before he can reach the finish line.
No assist on Bunny Foo-Foo. All that effort.
All that effort. He doesn't even get rewarded with experience or gold. Or KDA. Man, that's just... Scumbag Latman.
It was the journey that mattered.
It was the journey that mattered. That was glorious. Yeah, okay, well, you're pretty dead.
Yeah, I talked about his positioning a little bit earlier. It's very difficult to position against the Kassadins. Pretty damn hard.
Yeah, and this just kind of keeps telling the same story, though. As WZG Gaming, they seem very lost in this game right now. Now, there's a lot of reasons that could be. One could be lack of a shot caller, lack of decision making. Another one could be once you're a certain amount behind, you use that time just to discuss the game, like game 2, game 3, and just get in a place for the rest of the series. Because like you can't run around by yourself with an AD carry in a Kassadin game. This late, like you just can't. You like literally have to be like, all right, where's my support? Okay, I'm gonna follow you around somewhere. Now maybe he was trying to join 10Q, which he did, but by and large, you can't make those kinds of choices. I know Latman's a good enough player to know that as well. So something's going on just weird with Saudi right now.
Yeah, but Curse Academy are taking complete advantage of the situation, pushing up undefended turrets right now because Kenny is just pushing the top lane. And it just looks like their strategy and everything's just crumbling around them, including their players.
Everyone's just falling over right now. Morgana 0-6-3 on this one. Curse Academy gonna be able to close this one out before too long. Baron buff on them. Look at the mid lane as well. Oh my god, ManCloud just one-shots the guy. Gets cocooned. I don't know if he cares too much. Shockwave comes out. And he rip-boxes to safety. He's gonna survive the Ignite as well. Bunny Fu puts the shield up. Chris trying pretty hard to dive. He actually gets knocked up by Kenny Yu. Now Ken WZG Gaming turns some kills back in this one. Looks like no. Flash force from the Aatrox to get away. And now the Nexus turrets start taking damage.
Curse Academy playing this game fantastically. 17k gold lead right now. Can they end this game? ManCloud had to back and get his HP bar back up. And now he's running straight up the mid. Top. Rest of the team's going mid.
Well, yeah, mid lane turret taking some damage, but they can't back throw that for too terribly long. Lee Sin gonna join the friends as well. And they're gonna go ahead and stop for a short time, heal back up. ManCloud gets this wave under control. They can maybe go for 3 inhibitors soon. And yeah, Chris just keeps holding minion waves up. So there's only one objective on the map for these guys, and that's Dragon. Curse Academy will claim that. If they want, they can buy one more time. But basically all they need is that one final push, ride the minions into the Nexus, and they can close out the game.
Yeah, they just have such a lead off the back of that early game from Saint, and then the snowball from ManCloud into the other lanes and just fighting around bottom constantly while Chris pushed top. They pulled Kenny down, started getting behind in levels, and then it was just like, okay, top lane is won, mid lane is won because of Saint, and bottom lane is won because of the Roam's bottom. Just really well played here from Curse Academy. Pretty much textbook all throughout on how you would imagine a perfect game to go.
It's interesting actually as well because they are playing it very well. They're also much more focused, I think, on kills and the neutral objectives than actually on turrets.
Yes.
Like almost every single time they have the decision to make, they'll be like, let's set up Baron again. And then when they try to, when WZG tries to stop them, they say, okay, everyone commit. And they are actually on the same page, which is a very good thing. They're on the same page here for Curse Academy. They all say, okay, kill the guys trying to stop us. Right? ManCloud goes in, slows somebody down. Chris TPs, Dragon forms, whatever. Okay, kill them off the map. Okay, cool. Now set up Baron again. And it's that over and over again. Not, okay, we killed them, go siege mid, get a turret. It's more neutral. ManCloud gives another kill, turret goes down, Shockwave is beautiful there, and they engage, but there's not enough damage anymore. Glacial Fissure comes out, everybody dropping down, double kill for ManCloud, the rest of them going to be dropping as well. All you got left is the Bloodwell, and that's not going to last too long. Kenny, you're going to go ahead and drop. Double kill for St. Vicious, who is 5-2-13. ManCloud 12-0-12 on Kassadin. And that is the game in 35 minutes.
And that's why you ban Kassadin, even if you think you have the ability to outplay them in a counter matchup. Just a huge, huge win there for Curse Academy. Pretty much making it like last time these two teams met.
Yeah, I mean, last time it was a 2-0 CA. Played freaking awesome. I gotta say, St. Vicious Lee Sin really showed up there. And that was the thing is, like, I hate to say it's like, oh, it's just Kassadin. Like, I don't want to dumb it down that simply because it's not just that. But yes, you gave ManCloud Kassadin, who did amazing, and you let Saint get Lee Sin, and suddenly this is a champion you've got to deal with on his pool. You didn't have to before. He made all the right plays early game, 100% kill participation for the first like 8 kills roughly of that team. And the thing is, it had to be those two as well, because top lane was losing, bottom lane was losing, but Saint and ManCloud put the team on their backs until everyone else caught up, and then the whole team could take the game over.
Yeah, and ManCloud, record holder, most kills in a split. Might be looking to get back in the LCS and be on somebody's fantasy team.
Yeah, hey.
At some point.
Whole bunch of points.
That's a damn good score line.
12-0-12 is, what, 24 plus 18 So 42 before CS, before triple kills, before quadra kills. Yeah.
And then you add in the 10 kill bonus.
That's right. It's another 2 points. Yeah. Ledge just keeps getting better if you're Curse Academy fans for Fantasy here. So, yeah, okay. Gotta say, down the line, Curse Academy looked like the better team overall. You could see individual skill try to hold WZG Gaming up, and against a lesser team, that would be enough. Win the lanes, close it out, group up, and fight. But Curse Academy just made better plays. They got themselves into the correct kind of fights. Especially, I gotta say, the shot calling on when Chris joined fights versus stayed top, because Kenny's roams didn't pay off, and Chris got 2 turrets for them.
Yeah.
And a CS lead in a losing matchup.
Yeah, Chris going deathless, too. He didn't die in the early game and just was like, all right, I know this matchup. Let's just allow you to get about a 10 CS lead. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then he even blew his TP to go top, and they had a teleport advantage on the side of WZG. And they didn't actually use it. He walked down to that fight and then walked back up and then didn't use his TP until way later on ICANN's side.
And that was an unfortunate mishap then for WZG Gaming to lose out on all those kind of objectives and yeah, the ability to maybe save your turret, save some CS, get some levels back.
Play the map.
Exactly. And he didn't quite play the map well enough. So props to Curse Academy. They did take that first game. But guys, we are in desperate need of a fat beat. So we're going to take a quick break. But when we return, we'll have game 2 between WZG Gaming and Curse Academy. Don't go anywhere. TakeQ stuck in the front line. St. Vicious grabs the kill again. Zipflex getting knocked around. Impactful gets the kill. Here comes Chris from the back lines. They are not done with this fight. Zipflex going to go down. Can they keep chasing the TakeQ? Looks like Impactful wants to, but he's right on top of an Aatrox now. Triple kill for Kazan. Impactful nearly gets out, but he does go down to the blades of Aatrox. And the battle continues. St. Vicious will go down, twinning the junglers on both sides. And now Chris is so tanky, and ManCloud's got so much damage. Double kill for himself. Glacial Fissure hits Baby Zeus, and another one for ManCloud.